Yeah, eat, sleep, fantasy, you rockin' with the best. NFL Fantasy Football Podcast. We talking mock drafts, running backs, better follow the conversation.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Eat, Sleep, Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Dale. Thanks for joining us. We are going to go live more and more often on YouTube and our Facebook group, the Eat Nation private group. We are actually live right now on our Eat Nation private group. So if you guys have any questions, maybe we can answer them. I'm not really sure how we're going to do this because we haven't really done it in a while. But don't forget, if you are part of our private group on Facebook, these are just a little perks that you can get, as well as being a subscriber on our YouTube channel. Of course, the one and only Clayton could do is joining me. Clayton, good afternoon.
What's up?
Sir.
Yeah, from Clayton's Closet Studios right here, buddy.
We are upgrading your studio soon. I'm really excited, giving it the ESF treatment.
Yeah, I got this light here right now. I might need my sunglasses coming up soon, but that's all right.
It's all part. Hey, if you want to be a star, this is what you're gonna have to put up with, man. if you want to hang with the big dogs, you're gonna, it doesn't hurt to put on a little makeup before the live video.
Better
keep
do
the
that
shine
next
off.
time.
We all do it. It's part of the industry standard, really. Anyways, we have a fun day today planned. I'm really excited. Clayton, I know you probably don't know how to play this game. I'm almost sure, because we are playing. I'm proud of this. We are playing the only time this has ever been played, ever. Okay? If you could find another fantasy football podcast that has played this game, this isn't sit start, this isn't mailbag or whatever you want to call it, right? This is something a little more fun. This episode, I'm going to title it this episode too. It's called Blowjob, Handjob, or No Job.
What the fuck?
So the way we play this game, Clayton, this is going to be fun. This is what I do in my spare time, by the way. This is going to be a fun game.
Well, we know you don't do prep at all because I have no idea what's happening right now.
Okay, so this is what we do. I'm going to give you some players, as my computer cooperates. I'm going to give you some players, and you're going to tell me, basically, it is another way of saying stock up, stock down, or stay the same, right? So okay. Stock up would be a blowjob, right? That's the best, obviously, right? Stock down, no job. If you want to stay in the middle and just keep it going, it's a hand job, okay? So, for instance, guys like, I'm just thinking on top of my head, Kyle Rudolph. He's not on the Vikings anymore. Who knows what's going to happen? He's no job, right?
Okay.
Okay. Somebody that's maybe doing a little bit better. Dak Prescott. He's a little healthier now. Well, he is healthy, right? He just got his big
blowjob.
Dak Prescott's a blowjob. You're getting the hang of it. See? So this is going to be fun. I'm really excited about it. I hope that, the rest of the fantasy football industry sees this and be like, you know what? We need to start playing. And, hey, anybody who's listening that has a fantasy football podcast, anybody that's listening, if you want to take this game, feel free. I'm happy. Okay? I'm happy to just say, put a little like TM next to it. You can use it. You just, pay me royalties if you get paid. That's all. Because I can see.
I don't have to say if I like a guy, I don't have to say I need to give him a blowjob, right? I'm just saying like.
I think it would be funny.
Blowjob.
I think it would be really funny if you tell everybody that you have to give like Dak Prescott a blowjob. That'd be pretty funny. But you don't have to. You just say
No.
you could say Dak Prescott's a blowjob.
Then everybody's a no job for me, buddy. Sorry.
Okay, so again, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. This is kind of what you're going to get from Eat Sleep Fantasy. We're like in our 5th year, and we're still trying to figure out who we are and what we're doing here. But the one thing is for sure that we like to have fun. Are we the super data-driven, black and white podcast that, is going to be super monotone and just give you stats? No, we're not that. So if you're looking for that, you could probably shut us off. If you're looking for maybe a little bit of fun banter sometimes, maybe too often sometimes, maybe we are for you. So we appreciate everybody listening. If you're listening for the first time in the off season, stick with us. Hold on. I want to give some people a shout out before we go. Hold on, before we get into it. How about Horse? Horse from, I think he's from Kansas City. What's up? Thanks for emailing us. Another one, John from, is it New Brunswick, NB? Is that New Brunswick, Canada?
Yeah, New Brunswick.
Is that far from you?
Oh, yeah, that's far east, man.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
Guys, thanks for emailing me and saying what's up. We appreciate.
You should give those guys a shirt, man. What's wrong with you? You like to give away stuff. Let's give those guys a shirt.
It's early though. But, okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Look, Horse. Who did I say? Horse and John. John from New Brunswick and Horse is from Kansas City. If you email me one more time with your size and your address, I'll send you a shirt. Let's see if they're listening twice, because they listened to us and said, I listened to you guys once. If they listen to us twice, bam, that's how you win. All right, Clayton, this is what I'm going to do, okay? First guy, okay? Chase Edmonds. Handjob, no job, or blowjob?
So if I really want this guy, if his stock's up, I'm giving him a blowjob. No, I'm not giving him a blowjob, but he's a blowjob, right?
Correct, yes.
He's a blowjob. Yeah, I will, yeah, however it is. He's a blowjob for me. He was a beast last year in that, back. Well, he wasn't really a backup role because it was kind of a split 50-50 between him and Drake.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's I know there's talk about Drake moving on to free agency as of right now. And there's been Kingsbury's already said that he views Edmonds as a 3-down back. I don't necessarily believe that. I think he's better in the way he was schemed into plays last year, like as that 1B guy. Mm-hmm. With even splitting time with Drake, he had over 150 or 850 total yards, 5 touchdowns. He's a great pass catcher, and I just think with him with Drake probably moving on, Edmonds will step up and step in and maybe see more of the bulk of the carries, but I think too that they might add somebody in the mix as well. Yeah.
I think that's inevitable, right? But one thing we do know about Edmonds is that he is that 3rd down back, right? I mean, being in that system, I mean, he's great at catching passes out of the backfield. 4 receiving touchdowns last year with 400 receiving yards and 53 receptions. So PPR. He'll be really, really good for you. We'll see what happens when all this, when all the smoke clears in the offseason and figure out really what his role is. I know he's getting a lot of hype from his coach. We'll see. But so you're saying he's a blowjob?
He's a blowjob. Like his baseline, I think, is like he's a high upside flex play, mm-hmm. and his ceiling's like an RB1/2. So, I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's definitely a blowjob for me.
Okay, good. All right, next guy is so Ronald Jones, surprisingly, and maybe not surprising, a top 20 running back last year for the Tampa Bay Bucks. 192 carries, almost 1,000 yards, and 7 touchdowns last year. Handjob, blowjob, or no job for Ronald Jones?
I'm giving him a no job. I'm not going to buy into that. Buy into this the last year here. Like you said, top 20 running back PPR, almost 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. But the problem with him is the fact that anytime he seems to like blow it on the field, he just seems to get benched, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah,
that's not something I'm willing to go all in on with a guy like that. And the fact is, his pass catching ability isn't the greatest. So I think Keyshawn Vaughn, on the other hand, the rookie they had last year that didn't see much playing time this year, I feel as if Fournette leaves, I think Vaughn is a guy to keep an eye on as a deep sleeper. But just because of the inconsistencies and all that stuff, I'm going to give him no job, and I'll let somebody else deal with him.
Okay, there you go. Hold on, Clayton. I'm just trying to. Damn, look, I got something cool going on. I got like a. For those of you watching the video, I got this like little scrolling thing now, and it says "Don't forget to subscribe." I don't know if anybody's even watching it, but I think it'll be kind of cool. I'll let it go through a couple of times. It's really distracting, so I don't know if it's worth it because I can even talk on the podcast because I'm seeing this thing scroll through now. I think I'm just going to turn it off because it is really distracting, and it might be going too fast or something. I don't know. If you guys can read it, if you're watching live, let me know. I'll just turn it off because it is very okay. Anyways, all right, next guy. Let's see. Another running back, same last name, probably not related. Aaron Jones, running back right now, running back for the Green Bay Packers, right? Top 5 running back, over 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, 11 total. Aaron Jones, it's going to be hard to be a blowjob here, but are you giving him a blowjob, no job, or hand job?
No job, I think.
Wow, okay. No job for Aaron Jones.
It's not going to be very, nobody's going to be really happy with that, but I agree. His production the last couple of years has been awesome. Like you said, 3,000 total yards last 2 seasons. And he's probably going to demand the kind of money that Green Bay is not willing to part with. They drafted A.J. Dillon in the 2nd round last year. I think that's enough telling you that, they're not willing to pay a guy like Jones, so they're probably most likely going to let him walk. And then he's going to get paid regardless. Don't get me wrong. He's an elite. He's a stud. But the fact is that most running backs have regressed slightly after signing new deals, new long-term deals with a new team, right? And moving on. So, they're getting, used to the new system and all that stuff like that. I am giving him no job. I'm letting somebody else deal with him, and I'm sure somebody's going to be more than happy. And the reason being is that fact that even if you do have him in like a dynasty, and I'm not super confident with letting him go, but what do you think you could possibly get for him if you were to, put him on a trade block,
Right. Yeah.
You could probably get a ton for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I don't think his value can get much better. He's in a perfect system, perfect offense with enough opportunity. Like, he's going to have to be, it's going to be hard to be somewhere. Yeah, it's actually a better scenario, right?
Yep.
So, and the teams that are going to pay for him are not going to be the best scenario. All right, cool. So you heard it here first. This is interesting. This is why I wanted you on the show so bad, and why you're partners with ESF. I think anybody else I sprung this on, Christian, Armando, John, they would have vetoed this right away and not played along. So I appreciate you, and you're answering without even hesitation. You're in the game, which I love. Like, this is. I think there's 2 of me right now, which we needed. We need more of me and less of boring old John and Christian and Armando. So I appreciate that. All right. Going to wide receiver. How about that? Switching gears. Laviska Shenault. Hand job, blow job, or no job?
I think he's a hand job. I think I'm just going to stay pat with what he did last year. He was good last year, over 600 yards in his rookie year, 5 touchdowns, and that's with like shitty quarterbacks, right? You got Minshew throwing the ball, Luton, whoever the hell else was throwing him the ball down there. And now you're going to go into a new system. You got a new head coach. You're going to get number 1 pick in the draft, which is Trevor Lawrence. With the gimmicky play that Laviska we can see out of him on the field, I think he's going to be a prime breakout candidate actually for this Jags team this year.
Yeah, nice. We kind of talked about DJ Chark a little bit in the I think last episode or 2 episodes ago. Is DJ Chark, where's he on the job? Is it no job for DJ Chark?
No, I think I'd have to give him a blowjob because that ball. No, I'm not giving him a blowjob, guy. That sounds terrible.
This is a horrible game. Okay.
It's terrible. Anyways, but he's a blowjob for me just because that's so weird, guy. God. He's a deep threat, right? Trevor Lawrence is going to have they can scheme ways to get him the ball, and I think Trevor Lawrence will be able to hit him, downfield. So.
Okay.
I don't know what to say, man.
All right. This is a really interesting one that's on the list that I really want to know about. Jalen Hurts. First, tell me, we didn't see a ton of him last year, so how much do we really know? I'm going to guess. I'm just guessing you're giving him a blowjob, but what do you... Blowjob? No. I mean, he's not going to be no job because he can't get worse, right? So you're even giving a hand job or a blowjob here?
I don't want him, though. I'm not giving him no job on my team. So, yeah, just mostly due to 2 quarterback super flex leagues I'm talking about. I'm going to let somebody else draft him later. Like you said, we haven't seen a whole lot of him. He's going to be losing a ton of weapons on that team, right? He's pretty much right now, as we speak, he's got Jalen Reagor and pretty much Dallas Goedert is the only two guys there that are going to be around. They let Deshaun Jackson go. Alshon Jeffrey, I believe, was released as well. And now there's talk about Zach Ertz getting traded. So we're going to see a whole new revamped receiving core for this guy, for Jalen Hurts, right? So he doesn't really have that rapport with the guys on the team. And there's so much hype around him. I personally have him ranked, up closer to the top 10, but at the same time, I'm not really confident in that, especially he's not going to be my QB1. If it's a, I don't know, like, I would rather have him not as my QB1 if I'm in a one quarterback league. But as far as Superflex and stuff like that go, I think there's a better option. I think that I'd rather sit with for the time being. Maybe it changes between now and the start of the season, but right now that's where I'm at with that. And I'm more into wanting to get value in other guys. So if somebody's really high on him, I'm willing to I don't know, let somebody offer him a blowjob and go there and give me something else.
Yeah.
In return.
So really quick, I think, I know, kind of going off here. In recent history, say last 15 years, right? Stuff that we can remember. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the Philadelphia Eagles in 2018, or the 17 season, the Super Bowl was played in 18, right, is the most forgettable team to win a Super Bowl in history, at least in the last 15 years. Like, other good teams have won it, right? Like, you're talking about the Steelers of, like, the 2009, New Orleans, Drew Brees gets his. Then you go down to Green Bay, and Rodgers gets his. The Giants in New England Super Bowl, that was amazing when the Giants won. Like, that's not forgettable. Seattle won, which was very, sorry, I have something like office above me, and they just like dropped something on the floor, and I got a little like paint chip that landed on my desk. Anyways, so it's just really weird, and the Eagles are kind of in there, like probably the most forgettable team that's won a Super Bowl in like the last 15 years. Do you disagree?
No, I agree.
That's crazy. I mean, even going back, I guess you could talk about that Ravens team, but that was an all-time defense, right? That wasn't by accident. When St. Louis Rams beat the Titans, that was a really good Rams team that definitely deserved it. I'm not even talking about deserving, just that won it. So, you're going all the way. You're going back far to, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious if anybody has any other thoughts on that, but maybe we'll see. I don't know. Last year, Kansas City, and this year, Tampa. Like, they all deserved it. Anyways, okay, I'll go on. I'll move on. All right. So Jalen Hurts is a no job.
No job for me.
Okay. Clayton, I want to know a little bit more about, it almost sounded like I was going to commercial, but I'm going into Tyler Johnson here. No job? No. Blowjob, hand job, or no job for Tyler Johnson? Tyler Johnson is not somebody a lot of people are talking about.
I got to say blowjob for me.
Yeah.
We were just found out today that Chris Godwin was tagged, so obviously they're going to have Evans and Godwin. It's Antonio Brown. That's what's going to be what's going to depend if he's getting a blowjob or no job, in my opinion. Rookie last year, I just think he showed flashes during the year, and I just think with Antonio Brown, if he was not to sign, he could easily step up and be that number 3 guy on this team. I know they have Scotty Miller, but I like the hype around Tyler Johnson that he's been getting from Arians, and we did see those spurts in the season last year. Yeah. So I think Antonio Brown walks because I think somebody's going to pay him a huge chunk of money, and I think you're going to see Tyler Johnson slip in there. Like I said, I know Scotty Miller's there, but I like Tyler Johnson's upside better.
You didn't hear, but I have this new feature where I can add drops, but the guests can't hear, so you can't hear it from where you are. But I just played a big applause for you. So we could take that for what it's worth. All right. So Tyler Johnson is either going to be a blow job or no job. There's no hand job for Tyler Johnson regardless.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Cortland Sutton is a big old blow job, right?
Yeah, I'm giving him a hand job though. You're surprising
me.
You're giving him a hand job. Why? I'm staying pat.
I'm
A
not.
lot of guys are.
I don't know. I'm not a. I don't know. I mean, your arguments are definitely valid, and I'm not going to argue because I think your analysis is way better than mine. But I have not gotten one right yet. So tell me why Cortland Sutton is a hand job then.
He's a hand job because he's with missing the season last year. I don't think he's on anyone's real radar right now. I think it's more of a Jerry Jeudy kind of guy. Like everybody's high on Jerry Jeudy right now coming in the year. Depends on what happens with this quarterback room here. There was talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick retiring. Now there's talk back on that he's going to enter free agency, possibly sign with the Broncos, which would be perfect landing spot for him. Plus would help a guy like Cortland Sutton huge. Jeudy didn't do much last year to prove that he could be the wide receiver one on this team. I think you get Cortland Sutton back in the mix, who's already shown us that he can do it, coming back healthy. I think the good thing is Jerry Jeudy will draw some coverage away from Sutton. That's why I'm going to stand back with, if I had Sutton on my roster and he was sitting on my IR, I'm bringing him back up to my bench, and I'm most likely going to start him beginning of the season because I think he's going to reclaim that number one role in that offense.
Very interesting. I think everybody's been banking on Sutton. When do you give up? When do you give up on him? When is he a no job? Did you give him one more season, or did he I
think he's been kind of a stud though with not a great quarterback, right?
Yeah,
outside of last year when he got hurt. If you put a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick in there, just slings the ball nonstop, I think you're going to see. I think his stats are going to be ridiculous, and he could finish as like a top 15 wide receiver by the end of the day.
Nice, that would be a blowjob then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would give him a big blowjob.
Really quick before I have a couple more, but giving you a little secret. We're going to tease this, okay? Guys, for all you listening, if you're following us either on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, that's where we're most active on those three platforms, right? If you're on any of those and you got to turn on the notifications for when we first post, anything we post, we're doing something. We did this a while ago, but we're bringing it back because I have a bunch of shirts still to give away. And I think we're going to order some other stuff like, I don't know, maybe some stickers or something cool, pop socket, sunglasses, something. Anyways, we're going to figure that out, but that's not important. What's important is anytime we post on any of our social media channels, if you reply to that post, you could do it at either one. Doesn't have to be all three, just whatever one you're subscribing to. The first 5 minutes of our posts, so everything's timestamped, if you reply with hashtag 5minute member, no spaces, the number 5minute member within the first 5 minutes, you're automatically entered to win something. And we're going to do it, hopefully we're going to do it like once, maybe once every couple, in the off season we'll do it once a month. And then maybe we'll turn it up a little bit in the regular season. But for now, if you want to be a 5-minute member, just turn on notifications for whatever we're on, whatever you're on. YouTube would be awesome, but whatever. Facebook, whatever you want. Hashtag the number 5minute member, and then we're gonna kind of tally up. I could see by usernames, and then I'll notify you who wins, and we'll do it once a month. So I'll do a drawing at the end of March, like April 1st, say, and then give something away, and then we'll keep doing it. So hashtag 5minute member. And maybe, Riley, if you put something like down here that says hashtag 5minute member, do you think he's going to see this? Does he watch the whole thing?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes through every minute of it.
Ooh, nice. Thank you, Riley. Anyways, all right. So let's keep going. 5minute member. Hashtag number 5minute member. All right, we're done. Is that good enough, Clayton? Is that
perfect?
Okay. All right, next guy. Oh man, I know where this is going. Joe Mixon. No job for me. What do you say?
No way. I'll give him a blowjob. How about that? I'm not high on this guy this year. He is going to be lights out. I think he's going to come back healthy. His injury obviously scared people away. He wasn't great even before his injury.
You know what scared people away? Is whatever 2.1 yards per carry is what scared people away. Whatever the fuck that was.
But
it definitely
over 23 touches a game. He was fourth among running backs in touches game in those 6 games that he played.
Yeah. Okay.
I think with a healthy Burrows coming back, I think and this is all based on an O-line upgrade, right? They need a lot of help on the defensive line in order for this blowjob to happen.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying it. You can. I don't know.
Okay.
Put me on record to say if all that happens, Burrow comes back healthy, and that O line gets fixed, Mixon could finish as a top 5 running back.
The perfect analogy to this is like if I take my wife out to dinner, we have a perfect dinner, it's candlelit, and then I buy a new car and we take it out on the scenic drive out in the mountains and watch a sunset. And then, if we have a champagne and strawberry dessert, and then we go home and the kids are asleep and the lights are dim, that's a blowjob. Like, that's basically what you're saying, which is never going to happen.
Touche, but I think in this case it will.
Okay.
I think they have to fix the offensive line. They have to. I mean, they're going to have to protect Burrows better. They can't let happen what happened last year. Burrows was good last year. Mm-hmm. And then with Mixon, I think as long as you do that, I think he's good to go.
Okay. Fair enough. You know what's going to screw everything up? If they get like a really late round running back that everybody likes.
Yeah.
And then that'll be a big time. We can call that a cock block, right? We could do it during the draft season. Who's your biggest cock block? That's good. Yeah. My best ideas come from just going back. That's good. Okay, or I'm writing that down. When I talk to John Chapman, we're gonna talk about cock blocks. Okay. Dallas Goedert.
Blowjob for me too. Like him.
Jeez,
I think with Ertz leaving, I think Goedert's always played in that timeshare with Ertz pretty much for his whole career. Mm-hmm. In the 3 games that Hurts did play with Goedert, he saw over 17 targets in those 4 games. And during weeks 8 to 12, with no Ertz, Goedert finished as the tight end number 2 in fantasy points. So I do like with no Ertz there, and he's the tight end 1. I think you're going to be able to see him put up solid stat numbers. Maybe not not top 3 numbers, but he definitely could slide into that 5-6 range for sure.
How many? Okay, if Zach Ertz comes back right to the Eagles, whatever. I don't know the whole situation. You probably know better than I did. But if he comes back to the Eagles, how many fantasy names are going to be Ertz and Ertz? Law offices of Hertz and Ertz or something like that, right? That's inevitable. Anyways, that was pretty good.
Oh, Dale.
All right. The next guy, Bears running back, showed flashes, very limited flashes. David Montgomery's getting a blowjob, hand job, or no job.
Well, for the running back that finishes running back 4 in fantasy last year in PPR, I am going to give him no job this year. Think about it. Tariq Cohen's back, right? That's a huge part of that game. David Montgomery was never expected to be that third down back, that pass catching back. Now you got Tariq Cohen in, which is to me is one of the best at doing that. He's got magical hands. I just think he's going to be taking those touches away. I think it's going to take enough touches away from Montgomery that isn't going to allow Montgomery to be the type of running back that he was this past year.
Interesting. So what did you say he was?
I was going to give him no job.
No job. Okay.
Yeah. Not high on him.
Okay. That's respectable. Really quick, I want to give a shout out to our Facebook Live. This was totally we didn't really schedule this, but the people that have joined in on the live chat, Jamie, Jeff, Robert, we appreciate you. Don't forget, you could find the Facebook private group on Facebook. Type in Eat Nation private group, and then it's all private. So you share whatever you want, and your friends will never know. A lot of hot dog memes in this private group, which I don't mind. But anyways. Clayton, I think the first installment of Handjob, Blowjob, No Job is fucking perfect.
I think it's a success for sure. Now that I know what the hell's happening, kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But like I said, that's your prepping, Dale. I love it.
Yeah, I'm doing the scrolling thing again. Don't forget to subscribe to everywhere that we go live on. #5-minute member. there was a couple of things I want to talk about, but follow us on Twitter at EatSleepFF. Follow Clayton at CanadianClayFF on Twitter. That's the best place to find him. He also has a side chick, fantasy football from up north, that he puts a ton of content into as well. But follow him everywhere and you'll find him. And he really knows his stuff, and I appreciate everything he's doing for Eat Sleep Fantasy. I don't know if there's anything else, man.
This is fun. I'm taking a couple weeks off. You're giving me off here from the pod, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have a baby, so congratulations in advance.
Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna have the baby. Man, my wife always got mad every time people were like, "Oh, you guys had a baby." It's like, no, my wife had the baby, because you have nothing to do with it.
Everyone's always like, "Oh, how's the pregnancy?" I'm like, perfectly fine. Nothing going on. I've been great.
It's fine. You gained a few pounds, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's all right. You should have seen me yesterday, though. After I got 3 other kids. The youngest is 2. And me trying to put those stupid car seat bases in the car the other day.
They get tricky.
It's like a wrestling match.
Yeah, they get tricky.
Oh,
So my wife, we had both of the kids at home, but my youngest, the 1-year-old, we had, and before the midwife came to the house, the baby was born in the bathtub. And so basically my wife did it unassisted, which is crazy. I think I told this story anyways. But so afterwards, when everybody found out that basically Brooke did it all on her own, everybody was like congratulating me like I did something. They're like, "Oh, good job, Dad." I was like, "What?" I took it. But it really, she obviously, I was just basically watching her. I was like, they're like, "Wow, that's awesome, Dale. You hung in there. I don't know if my husband could do that." It's like, yeah, I did it.
You're a champ.
Hey, some people call me that. But big ups to John Chapman. You see his picture in the background. I love you, John. At JL_Chapman. And yeah. Oh, I have a podcast coming out very soon. My Wife's Mad at Me podcast. Find it at Mad at Me Pod everywhere you're socially, social platforms. You have anything else, Clayton? I've been talking a lot.
No, that's been good. It's been awesome. It's been fun. Like I said, thanks a lot, everyone, for the props. The messages to me too on Twitter with good job. So I'm just trying to keep up with this ESF group here. So
yep,
it's fun.
Look, I have a name. I have a name for us because like the whole ESF group, like right, like you. Maybe not everybody knows everybody that's listening, but we have a pretty good core group of guys, right? Like, you, John, Brito, JJ, like I can go on. Now I feel like I've named enough. I got to finish naming everybody. Do I have to?
You're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble for sure.
Yeah. Then Austin will be like, "What about me?"
Austin, KJ.
Yeah. Ben, Michael.
Yes. John.
Yeah. Oh, John. Yeah. I can't forget John. Armando.
Who's Michael?
I threw that in. I'm not sure if he's still part or not, but I just didn't want to leave him out if he was.
Yeah. That'd be bad.
Michael. I don't remember. But where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. No, I got a name for us. And I don't know how original it is. It might not be original at all. But you know how, like, Sammy Davis Jr. had the Rat Pack?
Yeah.
Well, we're the Fat Pack.
Yes. Always a place I wanted to fit in.
So, Clayton, we're all part of the Fat Pack now. So, next time somebody comes in, they're a part of the Fat Pack. Wait. I'm genius. T-shirts, Fat Pack T-shirts. Anybody who wants in can get in the Fat Pack, right? All Eat Nation. You know what? I'll even get, here it goes, live on air idea. This is one of my best ideas I've ever had. Okay, I'm doing a certificate. I'm gonna print it out with your name on it, really fancy. I'll sign it, and you are an official member of the Fat Pack. Anybody who wants it. I'm going to get some certificates. I'm going to put one on my shelf behind me that I'm an official member of the Fat Pack. If you're listening and you want to be a member of the Fat Pack, DM me, find me at EatSleepFF. However, you know my address. Call me, whatever you got to do. Let me know if you want to be part of the Fat Pack, and I will send you a certificate. It's a certificate of, I got to think of a good name, certificate of authenticity to be a real member of the ESF Fat Pack. You like it? Is that something you want to be a part of? Look,
yeah, I'm part.
Hang that
I'm
in your
part of it.
office. Hang a certificate in your office that says that you're a lifetime member of the Fat Pack. People will be like, wow, I want to be part of the Fat Pack. Be like,
exactly.
You can't, only selected members. So if you want to be a member of the Fat Pack, I know, guys listening on Facebook Live, Jamie, I know he's been a long time listener. I know he'll definitely want to be part of the Fat Pack. But anybody else that wanted to be part of the Fat Pack, you have an open invite. Just get back to me. An idea was born. This is how it happens, people. Should I just keep recording and coming up with ideas?
No, how about you just end it now?
Love you guys. Love you, Clayton. I'll talk to you guys later.
Later.
Dream and eat nation, we doing what we like. Tune in every week, guarantee we get it hype. Fantasy, football enthusiasts, I know you plan to be joining us on Eat Sleep Fantasy.